Good morning, everybody. It's your girl coming at you with a car ride chronicle. You know, as we approach this Juneteenth day celebration for African Americans, where our ancestors were united and not divided. And, you know, it's just so sad because I just think about how nowadays we as a people are so divided. You know, okay, we're going to celebrate Juneteenth, but some of us, but do you really know what you celebrate? Do you really know the meaning of it? Are we really united? You know, let's talk about it. All right, I'm back. You know, I woke up this morning, you know, with this on my mind, you know, my heart was heavy because, yes, I have off from work. Anytime, you know, get a nice day off is good. But I started thinking about it, and I said, you know, when I was growing up, I didn't know about Juneteenth. The only thing we always celebrated was the big thing, was the 4th of July. What are we going to do the 4th of July? We're going to have a big cookout. You know, my family got together, you know, my mom and her siblings. The one thing I loved about my grandparents is they made sure that their children were a united front. And I mean, that's what I grew up seeing, that, you know, my mom's siblings and her, they were very close, you know, and we did things as a family. You know, sorry for the technical difficulties. I hit something by accident. But, you know, when I grew up, it was cousins and aunts and uncles, and we all got together, and we were a united front, you know? And no, again, I'm not ashamed to say it, I didn't know about Juneteenth. And it starts to make me wonder, do the young people now know about it? I never knew about it to teach my own children. So, but now that I have the opportunity to teach my grandchildren these things, it's very important because even now, these, as they call them, these YNs, they're so divided. They're so divided. And I'm going to be honest, they're not thinking about these holidays. The only thing they're thinking about is what they can prove to get street clout. When you think about it, and look, in the comments, if I'm wrong, just be respectful and tell me I'm wrong. But, you know, our ancestors, they weren't trying to fight for the clout. They were fighting for their freedom and their family and surviving. And we just don't seem to want to get it together to be that united front, you know, and my thing is always like, each one teach one. Like, so I come out here to try to motivate, you know, and what I found in creating my YouTube channel, that there are so many African Americans that have done things that we just don't talk about. Because I never knew until I started this channel. I didn't know about a lot of these African Americans. In the little town, well, not the little town, but the town that I reside in, there were so many influential African Americans who done things, who started businesses, who opened banks, who just did things. And you had Martin Luther King in this town to come visit said, you know, black individuals. You know, and we have so much history. And it's just sad that we just don't want to work, some of us, as a united front. We are a powerful people. We are powerful. We could do so much. And I don't know where it went wrong, where it went, that we seem more against each other than we are for each other. And that's just some of us. And again, if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. I don't mind. Just be respectful about it. Just be respectful. But, and I just thought about it as we come up on this June 19th. There are going to be some celebrations, but the celebrations, food vendors, other vendors, but we need some historian. I do. I would love some historian. I would love to go and just sit down somewhere for me to celebrate Juneteenth, to learn the history, not just the history of Juneteenth, but just talk about how we as a people were together. I mean, you think about it. Back then, you had 2 and 3 families living in one little one-room shack. We didn't have all these 3-4 bedrooms and big, beautiful homes. And sometimes now, what I find? People have those things and they don't want people over their house. I don't want you in there. I don't want you messing this up. I pay for this. I pay for that. I mean, listen, Vicki Winans, if you ever run across one of her testimonies on YouTube, she talked about it when she and Bishop Marvin Winans was married, and he wanted to start church in their home. She wasn't feeling it, and I'm paraphrasing because I don't want to get it wrong, because I'm assuming had nice things in her home and wanted to keep it that way. But what's sad is that when some of us as a people elevate, we forget where we come from. You know what I mean? We forget where we come from. And you will give others the time of day, the respect, and the praise, and all that. But then when it comes to your own, who may not, you feel is on your level, you don't want to have anything to do with them. And it's just so sad, and that's why my question is, where and when did we go wrong? Because our ancestors, I mean, they fought hard. They fought hard, and they endured a lot. And we have somewhat freedom, more than they had. And we just, do we know what to do with it? Do we know how to honor it? Do we know how to use it? I don't know. So many times, I hear our individuals, our cultures sometimes say, I'd rather work for the other culture because they some of them treat us better than our own. And that is true. And I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know if it's something that's conditioned in the brain. I don't know if that's some way that individuals were raised. I don't know. And maybe I'm not supposed to know. But I am one, and I can only speak for me. I'm going to do, in my leadership role, I'm going to look out for mine. And I'm not saying, I'm gonna let anybody get over, I'm giving special treatment. But if I know something and I could teach them something to help them grow, I'm gonna do it. And I'll tell you, I'm not a crab in the bucket. I'm not trying to pull the next one down so I could get up. I'm not trying to do that, because that's not what it should be and how it should be. And I think about my grandparents, again, when I was growing up. My grandparents on my mom's side and my grandparents on my dad's side, they came together as a united front to grandparent me and my sister. That makes sense, to grandparent me and my sister. But they came together as a united front. No one was trying to outdo the other. And again, that was that culture. Now, I do know my mother's parents were from Southampton County. They were from Southampton County, and they ended up in New York. My father's parents, I don't know where. So my father's mother passed away when I was little. So my great-grandmother and my great-grandfather, we just knew them as grandma and grandpa. I'm not sure where my great-grandmother originated from. If she was born and raised in New York, or if she was born and raised in the South, and again, migrated to New York. Because I do believe, I want to say my grandpa, he was in the service, but I'm not quite sure. I would have to find that out. But nonetheless, I say all that to say they were a united front to make sure that myself and my sister had what we needed as grandparents, as them being grandparents. And I look at kids now, or not even just kids, but young adults, siblings, who don't speak to each other for whatever reason. They're not speaking. Oh, I'm not speaking to him, or I'm not speaking to her, or I'm not speaking to mommy, I'm not speaking to daddy. But if you're married or you have a relationship, you're going to give that person's family more respect than you give your own sibling, or your own mama, or your own daddy, or And again, I don't know why they're not speaking. I don't know what mommy could have done. I don't know what daddy could have done. But one thing I have done in my life, I told my kids, there's no handbook on parenting. There's no book called Parenting 101. And whatever I did or didn't do, or give or didn't give, I'm going to apologize one time. And that's it. But one thing I can tell you, my kids never went hungry. They never went out a place to live. And they always had more than they needed, and just about everything they wanted. So whatever you think mama did or didn't do, hey, there's just no handbook. There's no Parenting 101. It's just learn, and it still isn't. It's just learn as you go. But my motto is, I'm going to talk to you and not at you. Now that doesn't mean you're going to disrespect me. You're not going to do that, because I didn't disrespect my mother. And I hear kids today cussing in front of their mothers, all that. Let me tell you something. I never, ever did that to my mom. I didn't curse around my mother. No, sir, no, ma'am. Didn't do it. Now, did I say yes, sir, yes, ma'am? No, I didn't. I grew up in the North. That's something, we just didn't do. But my mom expected, you gonna give respect. And that's just the way it is. I don't know. And again, like I said, maybe I'll never know. But I do want to say is, kids, parents, there's a lot of history out there. There's a lot of great African Americans who've done things. Not just the Martin Luther King, not just the Medgar Evers, not just the Rosa Parks, not just the Shirley Chisholm. It's a lot of history out there. And I can't blame nobody but myself if I don't go out there and look for it, research it, understand it, and bring it to the table and share with my grandkids. See, because one thing that I'm not going to do, and I can't do, is expect somebody to do it for me. So I can't blame anybody. Because if I want to blame anybody, I'll blame myself, because I got the freedom to read. I got the freedom to get a book. I got a freedom to go to the library. There's so many freedoms that I have that there's no excuse why I can't teach my generation, my grandkids, things that they need to know that I wasn't taught. And again, I say, each one teach one. And hey, look on my chat, look on my page. And I'm not just saying this for clicks, likes, views. I'm saying it because I put stuff out there about notable African American men and women who aren't celebrated, who aren't talked about. And if you don't go look for it, you won't know. But I'm not gonna make this a long, drawn out car ride chronicle. It's just that Juneteenth is approaching. And do we really know what it means? And are we really teaching ourselves? I need to understand it. Our children. And I'm not saying let's not celebrate. Celebrate the way you celebrate. But also, let's just know the meaning. Let's know the history. Let's do that. Because there's so much out there that I don't know, that I want to know. And hey, anyone out there who has any comments, anything I can read, any influential African Americans you want me to talk about, let me know. Give me their name. I will do my research and we'll talk about it. Because, hey, that's the only way we're going to learn is to share it, is to talk about it, is to be about it. So with that being said, I thank you for listening. Anyone who hears the sound of my voice, I hope that these videos bring some inspiration to you, bring some joy to your day. And, you know, I'm going to do my shameless plug. If you would, and if you liked it, don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Because, again, I'm going to be back with some more inspirational. So with that being said, happy Juneteenth. Make it a wonderful day. If no one's told you, you are special. I love you. And Jesus loves you too. Have a wonderful day.